How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. What's your name?
Cuppy, Cuppy.
Nice to meet you, Cuppy.
Nice to meet you as well.
How old are you?
A woman never tells her age.
Oh, I hear that. Tell me the first time you went into Kensington. How was that?
So the first time I went into Kensington was some years back. I'd always heard about Kensington, but had never experienced it for myself. So I had a friend, actually on my birthday, and he said to me, since you work in the field of drug and alcohol, that you should experience Kensington. And so we went to Kensington, and honestly, my first time in Kensington was heartbreaking because it's one thing to hear about it, but it's another thing to actually see it.
Okay, what's the worst thing you've seen out there?
The worst thing I've seen, and it was very scary. I was actually sitting in the car, hadn't got out yet, and so I saw this young woman, and she just kept stumbling. And so then she was finally able to stand up, and so she started walking, and literally, like maybe a minute later, I heard yelling, and she was passed out on the ground. People were saying, "Does anybody have Narcan?" And so then, I guess maybe it might have been her boyfriend, came running. Thankfully, she woke up. So that was very scary. I do carry Narcan with me now, but yeah, that was a very scary situation.
What types of drugs do they have out there?
So there is fentanyl, of course, but now fentanyl is laced with, a lot of it's laced with xylazine, which is known as tranq. I can't remember the name, but it's something else new that's out. I was informed by a medical professional. I'll have to try to get that name. I don't know it right off the top of my head, but there is something else new that's out. But mostly now it's fentanyl and tranq that a lot of people are using.
Oh, wow. I know you told me off camera about a situation. You said the addict came up to you and it was kind of scary.
It wasn't necessarily scary, but it was myself and a friend. And this guy, he came up, and I didn't hear what he said at first. And he had said to my friend, "You want a 380?" And so I didn't hear what he had said. And I was like, "What did you say?" Because I didn't know if he was, looking for like food or treat. I didn't know what was going on. So I asked, what did he say? And so he said that he had came up on a 380 and he wanted to know if we wanted it. And I was like, "Nah, we good." He just went away. So, I mean, it wasn't like I didn't feel scared. It wasn't like a dangerous, he was just, trying to make some money.
Wow. What, have you ever seen anyone get Narcan there?
A lot of times, like when you're riding through, you see people that are, laid out on the ground. I believe one time somebody did get Narcan when I was there. I'm not 100% sure though. I know they said that they needed Narcan, but I'm not 100% sure if they actually had to administer the Narcan.
Okay. How do you feel about the mayor? You think she's doing a good job?
So, and I don't know the exact rates, but I did hear on the news that the homicide rates were down in Philly. So it looks like she is doing some things to help with that. But then also, far as like Kensington, I do know that they took away like the encampments, and they do have a lot of resources there. I believe it's called Prevention Point is one of the resources that they have there to try to get the addicts into treatment if they want treatment. So I do think that she is moving in the right direction.
If you could change Kensington yourself, how would you change it?
So again, I think the important thing is being able to offer not just drug treatment, but also mental health counseling, because a lot of addicts do have a co-occurring mental health disorder. So I think that, you can't, if someone has a mental health disorder, you can't just treat the substance abuse, you got to treat the mental health disorder as well. And also having, people, on the ground, going around talking to the addicts about treatment and providing them with information, because they may not want treatment at that time, but if they keep seeing it and they keep hearing about it, then, they may decide that they want treatment. So I think that's very important too, to have people on the ground talking to them about their treatment options.
Okay. Have you ever went into Needle Park there in Kensington?
Yes, I have went into Needle Park several times.
Is there a lot of needles there? Is that the reason why they call it Needle Park?
It used to be really bad with needles, but they have cleaned it up a lot, so you may still find some needles there, but not like it was before.
Do you feel unsafe going into Kensington?
I mean, I feel like just with anywhere, you have to be, cautious of your environment, but, getting out and, and talking with the addicts, I don't feel like I'm in danger. But again, wherever you at, you always have to make sure that, you have your head on the swivel and you're aware of what's going on.
Do you think there's good people in Kensington?
Absolutely. I think there's good people in Kensington. And, some people, they say, oh, where they're addicts, they rob, they do this and they do that, and they're bad people. Just because you make bad decisions, that doesn't mean that you're a bad person. So I absolutely think that there are good people in Kensington that just made some bad decisions.
Okay. I want to thank you for your time. Is it okay if I can upload this video to YouTube to raise awareness of what's going on in Kensington?
Absolutely. And before, is it okay if I say a few things?
Sure.
So I've been in the drug and alcohol field now for well over a decade. So I'm, very familiar with addiction, the devastation. Have worked with clients that, have overdosed and unfortunately passed away. So I'm very familiar with addiction. And so I just want to say that there are a lot of people who are addicts and have made bad decisions in their life, but that doesn't mean that they are a bad person, that you should look down upon them, because that could be any one of us. A lot of the addicts that I've spoke with, they were in a car accident and then they got hooked on pills, which led to, heroin and then fentanyl. So that could be, any one of us out there. So I just want to say, don't look down on them. I would say pray for them. And if you can, try to help them. Don't look down on them, think bad of them. A lot of times when you get into addiction, that is all your mind is focused on, is that addiction and how you can get one more. And a lot of times they are so deep in their addiction that they can't see a way out. So that's why I say just pray for them, talk to them and encourage them, but don't give up on them or look down upon them like they are less than, because that could be any one of us or our family member or a friend.
Okay, I want to thank you for your time. Is it okay if I can upload this video to YouTube to raise awareness of what's going on in Kensington?
Yes.
Thank you. God bless.
Same to you.